So, before we get into cooking, I just wanted to shortly thank you guys so much for clicking on the video. The recipe's in the description if you want to check that out. Also, if you want to help me out, you can drop a sub, like the video. I would really appreciate that shit. Alright, let's get into cooking now. I got this flour, which is perfect. And then I got this OO. Yeah, bruh. We have paprika pizza, yauho. Okay, man. And then we have, I don't even know what this is, bruh. Usually what I do is I get the yeast ready. So we need to heat up water. I got frying pan over here. I usually put 1 cup or 250 milliliters of water. Alright, bruh. Let's get some water, bruh. No fuemo. So I need to heat this up until it's like finger warm temperature type shit. We're gonna add the yeast. I always add 50 grams. We need this much. So that goes in there, bruh. And let's get out our sugar for the yeast. So I don't have any measurements for like a, what is it, tablespoon. So I'm just gonna put 6 teaspoons of sugar. There we go. That's the sugar done. Oh yeah, it's done. Okay. So now we pour in the water like this. And you wanna turn off the stove. Get a fork or a spoon, whatever you prefer. I don't really care. And you just like mix it in the water. It should mix pretty well, but you need to mix for a little bit. We just mix it like this until it's entirely mixed. We don't want to have like chunks type shit, so just scrub the bottom type shit. Then you get your towel, because the yeast, it needs to activate for 10 minutes precisely. So you get your towel, you place it, I like to place 2 layers, so like this. Alright, let's add our flour here. Let's add our salt. So usually I put 2 teaspoons of salt. Sugar, but there it is. 1 going in. Oh, 2 going in. So I do 2 cups to begin with, and then I add more if needed. Usually do that. Oh, perfect. That's 1 going in. Got the flour right here. Going in. We add 2 tablespoons of oil, and then we start. Well, I might just already start mixing this, and then I'm gonna add the oil gradually. So, cocaína colombiana, bro. Alright, bro. No fuemo con salsa y picante. No fuemo. Papa, Pikachu. So I use olive oil. Vito, if you use any other oil for pizza specifically, you are committing a crime. Okay, man. We put oil like this. So again, I don't have a tablespoon measurement. 5, 6. One key thing to remember is like 3 teaspoons is a tablespoon. So if you don't have a tablespoon, that's fine. Pretty much fine. First one goes up here, like that. Second one, right there. I'm gonna start taking out these onions, bruh. So how many onions? I need like 1, 2, 3 maybe? Nah, I'm gonna go for 4. Look, I always caramelize my onions and then I put it like with the tomato sauce on the pizza. It gives the tomato sauce flavor. These onions are special onions. They're the good shit. So basically it's multiple onions in one place. So with the skin, you kind of want to pull these apart from each other, which it's a little bit tricky when you're doing it with one hand, but there you go. These are 2 separate onions in one place. Now, I'm just gonna stop this process and get the yeast. Alright, see, it's got a nice, fluffy, white layer. That's when you know it's done. So what you do is you turn this on like that, luka like a loop, and then you gradually add this. Alright, and then we leave it here for a while to get all the stuff in. Beautiful. Like this. Loop, loop. Luka like a loop. It's just the beginning that's a little bit difficult. Then you pull these apart. These are two separate ones. Remove this like that. Remove this like okay. Like that. Now you got these two, get added here. Same thing with this one. Now these onions are ready to cut, pretty much. But I'm gonna go back to my dough now because I feel like I need to take care of it. As you guys can see, it's not looking like a dough, and it's partly because this mixer is bad, and partly because I added a lot more flour to it later on. So we take back our flour, and then we kind of, because when you're making pizza, you want to get like the perfect consistency. So I like to add flour later and not in the beginning type shit. So we just keep adding flour. Yeah, there's a lot of flour on the bottom. You kind of get your hands very, very sticky when you do this. I do have one technique I like to use. One good thing is that if you add oil, it will become less sticky. Like if you oil up, then it's less sticky, bruh. But what I do is you kind of rotate this around type shit. And then you get all the stuff that's on the bottom first. There's gonna be like, if I lift this up, right, you guys can see there's a lot of flour on the bottom. So you still like, and the sides, you don't want to waste any of that. So you just like make the dough go to the sides, and then it gets better over time. I'm actually taking this away from here now. I think that's easier. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some more flour. Like this. I think that should be enough, maybe. And then you keep mixing. And as you guys can see, the dough looks more like a dough now than it did before. I maybe need to add, when you add water to a dough that's already done, you need to be kind of careful. You'll need to add like a really small amount, because otherwise you might need to add a lot more flour. What I like to do also is kind of scrape the bottom and then kind of putting all that extra stuff towards the middle of the dough, so it gets pressed more to the middle and less on the sides. Kind of want to press like that, rotate it, press it again, rotate it over and over and over again. And as you can see, the flour is disappearing from the bottom. It looks a lot more clear now. I'm just gonna scrape the edges because I don't want to waste anything. Scrape them like this. And when you want to get rid of all the stuff on your hand, all you need to do is basically, you need to add flour to your hands. Okay, well, I've already done that. And then you kind of like, you're rubbing, when you got soap on your hands. Let me show you all. So, I'm gonna place the camera. Is this a good holder? You kind of rub your hands like this, like as you were rubbing the soap in your hands when you wash your hands, like this type shit. And then everything just comes off easily like this. Or then it clumps together and it's easy to just pinch off. I have this technique and it's doing like fast movement. And kind of like this, so it's more rapid and it doesn't stick to your hands if you do this rapid movement. And you rotate it like this, and you don't leave your hand too much on the dough because then it sticks to it. So now when you need to like, I don't know, when you need to, I guess, press the dough a little bit more, you just oil up your hand, bruh. So, I'm gonna get some olive oil. Yeah, my hand is oiled up, buddy. I'm oiling up, bro. Yeah, bro. I'm oiling up. How'd you know, bro? And now you can start pressing on it. Now it will never stick to your hand. When you add oil, that's the key to getting a dough non-sticky, bro. As you guys can see, it's not sticking at all. I'm oiled up, so it doesn't stick, bruh. So you need to keep doing this a little bit. I like pressing with my fist. It does most of the work. Oi, 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 oi. Now the dough is like more sticky again. I'm not gonna add more oil because then it becomes too oily. But that means that it needs a little bit more flour. So we're just gonna sprinkle a little bit more because it's a little bit too sticky. Oh, oi, oi. See, I just added a tiny bit of flour. And then you should get a consistency like this, basically. Oi, oi, oi. So then you just make it flat like this. Then you grab your towel right here. Then you place your towel on top of the dough like this. Now, I actually did a small mistake here. What I meant to say is first you leave the dough out for about an hour and you let it rise for an hour in room temperature. And then after that, I like to put it into the fridge for maybe like an extra half an hour. Or if you want to be really fancy, you can put it in the fridge overnight and you'll have a really nice dough when it's rested. Alright, now I'm gonna cut the onions, and when I cut the onions, I'm basically done. Then we just let the dough rest and it should be all good. I think y'all can see me cutting now. Alright, bruh. Let's see. So when I cut onions, these ones specifically, you just do them as red onions. So I like to press down a little bit and then you cut them like this. First you cut these. It's a little bit tricky sometimes because these are like deformed, like I said. And then you cut like this. Beautiful. This goes to the trash. And now it's cut. Second one. I like to hold it like this towards the end. But you kind of cut towards the middle and then you hold it together while you cut this. Okay. And then the last part. Sometimes when it gets slippery, then I like to cut like this and like that. And then that's off. Go. And we're finished. Look at that. So I have this one frying pan. Okay. No, okay. It's like really, really heavy. This is like pure iron type shit. It's really big. Lock his ass in the cupboard. Alright, bro. Still, I'm kidding, bro. You get out right now, buddy. You get out right now, buddy. That's what I thought. Use the cat. Cook the... No, okay? No, okay? Next step is we grab butter. Oi, oi, oi. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get out decent chunk like this. Half is going to the garlic butter, half is going to the onions. So we get a chunk like this, put it in, put on the stove. And then for the butter not to burn, I like to add a tiny bit of olive oil like that. And then that's done. So one thing is that these pans, they use a lot more butter than normal pans. Because they're like made out of pure iron. Which means that you need to use a lot more butter than you normally would. I'm still using a pretty small amount. But you need to kind of like... You need to get the butter basically everywhere. So like on the edges as well. A little bit like a wok in a way. But in a wok, it's already seasoned, so you don't need to like add shit. But kind of like if you were to season a wok. So you get it like all around. The edges like this. Now when we're done, what I do is I season my onions. If you don't season your onions, what are you doing, bro? So we get our salt. like to sprinkle like that. Then we get our pepper, like that, maybe. Beautiful. There's a little pepper in here. We got a lot of pepper because we're doing a lot of onions. Then to caramelize, you want to use a tiny bit of sugar. Just a tiny bit. Not like a lot, but just a tiny bit. So I just like doing is I take a pinch of sugar, then I just sprinkle it like that, and then that's done. You add the onions next. Then you take a little bit of that. And let's add these in. Pan is smoking, that's a good sign. How I do my onions is that I just keep mixing. Just keep mixing. Don't stop mixing. If you stop mixing, you're gonna let the onions burn, and that's not good. And now we add the rest of the butter, like this. Like that. Because the pan, it needs a lot more butter. The butter starts bubbling immediately. I like mixing it with the onions so it doesn't like burn. Because butter burning is never good. If butter burns, it's gonna be bitter and taste bad. But we have a little bit of oil in here, so it should cancel out the burning. We're gonna lower the heat because when you're caramelizing onions, you don't want to keep like full heat all the time. That's not good. Onions are getting a little bit of color. So now we add our absolute amazing seasoning. Smoked paprika, but it's not only smoked paprika. It's a special spice, buddy. Like that. Beautiful. Oh, this smells so good. It gives the onions some texture and it gives them taste, and it's just amazing, bro. Just amazing. It takes like 10 to 20 minutes to get this done, but it's worth it. Very worth it. I usually stop when it starts to like brown. It's not like burnt, but the onions, they get a different kind of color. I'm just gonna turn off the stove so it's not as hot anymore. So for those mods who wanna know, first I kept this at 6, then I changed it to 4, and then I changed it to 2, and then I switched it off now. I could add a tiny bit more salt because it's still a big batch. Just a tiny bit like that, and then get this excess seasoning in there. Like that. Just the last time, just so they get a little bit more color. I'm just gonna leave it for a little bit, and then we remove them to the plate. Then it's done. When that's done, I'm gonna flip it like this, and we just move it over like this. Gotta get a better grip. There we go. Everything out. Just scrape everything off. We don't want to waste anything, so I'm just getting everything off. Beautiful. Let's go. There's the onions. That's how it looks like. And now we're done. Now we wait for the dough to rise. Oi, oi, oi. So, I have some tomatoes that I gotta use. And then I have some tomato sauce as well. First you wash them, bruh. If you don't wash them, I don't know, bro. Some stranger might have touched them with their weedy, bro. You never know, bro. Not good. Always wash them, bro. Don't trust the shops, bro. They do not keep these clean, bro. They don't. Not even in Finland, bro. Alright, before we make the tomatoes, we're gonna make the garlic butter. Alright, I think this is enough garlic. For the garlic butter and the sauce. Oi, oi, oi. How to cut garlic. Tutorial. Okay, look in, man. We need a bigger knife. Bigger knife. How you cut garlic, friends? How you do? You wanna smash them in a corner. So, you smash them with the knife all the way down. so they look like this. Skin comes right off, like that. Beautiful. Then you cut that little edge off, like that, and then you're done. Same thing goes for every single one. You just smash it all the way. Skin comes right off. Sometimes they like separate from each other, but it's no worries. Okay, cut the edge off like that, and we're done. Now we're gonna get to chopping these. Chopping garlic is very simple. I just like crushing them an extra time. And when it's all like this, then you just keep it like this. Cut, 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 cut. Done. Crush it an extra time. Cut, 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 cut. Sometimes it gets tricky if it's like they're separated from each other. Some of the bits. Alright, get our butter. Decent amount, because we're making garlic butter. Nice, get that heat on. Okay, get this butter all around the pan. Smear it in. Very nice. When it starts bubbling, you add garlic. Let's add our garlic in. I'm just gonna do it so y'all can see. Sorry. Like that. It's done. Move the cutting board back. Get everything off the knife. Now I have a lot of garlic, but if you have a tiny amount, put it to the corner like this. Let it cook, and then you press down. But there's a technique. I'm gonna show you guys how I do the pressing down stuff, because it's very important to do a specific thing. So what you do is, the technique is you press down and then you wiggle it around. So you press down, wiggle it around. That gets out everything from the garlic, everything. When you press it and kind of like massage it to the bottom, everything gets broken down. And it turns into beautiful, small, little bits. And that's how you want to do it. I'm just going to chop this up a little bit, so it gets into smaller bits as well. This is done now. I'm just chopping it up. What I like doing is cutting like this. I don't know if it's a technique, but I cut like this, then I get the thingy out. So you get this out. No waste, you just get this out, and then you're done. Then I just cut it into like squares, I guess. So I think maybe a second time would be good. So like this, like that, and like this. And then obviously finish these off as well. I don't know, probably not a proper way, but I don't know how to cut vegetables. It's a one thing I'm too lazy to learn, buddy. So like that, get that in there, and you crush it up. Give it like small bursts, because we don't want everything to get everywhere. It doesn't really go anywhere now. I'm just doing these really small bursts. And it works. We kind of need to cook this on high heat, because we need all the water going away. When it starts like bubbling over the edge, I'm just gonna move it over. I think that's the best. You want to have a decent amount of salt when you're dealing with raw tomatoes, because they don't have shit in it. These ones, they have more salt in it, but it's like, when you're dealing with fresh ones, you want to have a more salt in there. If you're using fresh tomatoes, just make sure to like move it around so it doesn't burn in the bottom every now and then it should be fine. And make sure to also clean the edges, because if it gets stuck on the edges, that's not good either. But you just get all the water away, then it's done. There we go. That's pretty nice. Get all that extra off. Nice. Let's mix it in. The smell is pretty amazing. Tomatoes and paprika, two of the best things to combine. Maybe we add the rest of it? I don't know, bro. Let's add a little bit more salt, and then let's add the rest. There we go. What's up, Jed? Welcome to stream. Alright, now we add this. Sometimes I wonder, do they actually add food coloring to this, or is it just tomatoes that are dehydrated and then added to some sauce? I don't know, bro. Because how do they get tomatoes? Like, even sun-dried tomatoes. You guys know sun-dried tomatoes, right? Even those aren't, like, red. They aren't purely red. So, is it the skin, then? Because the skin is, like, the only thing on tomatoes which is red. The rest is, like, orange. So, I don't know, bruh. I don't know. Do they add food coloring to this? Fresh tomatoes are orange, not red, buddy. Alright, pizza sauce. Looking aight. Looking aight. Now we need some oregano. Yes, man. Some oregano. Let's add a little bit more of this garlic. And we do have to use 2 hands. Doing is just sprinkling it so it covers the whole thingy in a little bit of oregano. Like this. That's about it. So I'm gonna put some pepper in here, then I'm gonna show you guys. Here, actually, there's one step I forgot. It's tasting the sauce. We gotta make sure that the sauce is good. We gotta taste it now. Gotta taste sauce, okay, man? Mix it around. Take 1 spoonful. Blow on it, because there's a lot of fucking heat in this. Could have a little bit more salt, honestly. Otherwise, it's pretty good. It's like perfect, but could have a little bit more salt. I think this will cut it. Let me just wash this spoon. And taste again. Now it's better. Maybe still a little bit more. Just a tiny bit. There we go. I'm gonna call this a day, because if it's a little bit more saltier than what I just tasted, then it should be good. We need a little bit more butter, so for the garlic butter. So I'm just gonna take a pretty big chunk and put it here, then add it here when it's melted. So I'm using 2 kinds. We got just fucking cheese, and then we got mozzarella and cheddar. Nice. Oven plates. Let me put the oven on right now. So to 75. I do 275 degrees Celsius, not Fahrenheit. Fuck Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit is weird. Let's get our pizza dough. There we go. So first thing you want to do, punch a hole through it, and it should all kind of sink down. There we go. Next thing, go around the edges. You edge around the dough. See, you're edging. And when you're gooning, then you take out the dough, bruh. Beautiful. So what I like doing, putting this together, fill it up. So we want to roll it like this. Keep rolling, keep rolling. Put it back. Press it down. Okay. Keep rolling it, keep rolling it. Flatten it out. We got our knife. This knife is semi-clean. Cut it into pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There we go. Now we have 5 different pieces, buddy. So what we want to do, we grab one piece. You take it, you kind of like smack it in your hands, buddy. Like this. Done. Done. Oh, this one as well. You know what? Let's cut this one in half and add it to these two. Why do I clap the dough? Why do I keep the cheeks clapping? Because you want this to be compact. If it's not, it will break apart. So that's why you keep smacking it. You smack it like you're beating up your child when he failed an exam, buddy. That's what you do, bruh. Take one piece of dough, finger it. Oh! Oil up. Yeah, buddy, we're oiling up, buddy. That's too much. Half of... So you oil the dough up, buddy. You oil the dough up. But that is too much oil. I added a little bit too much. So I'm gonna move some of this oil into here. Careful. And we're done. That's the preferable amount. Okay, so get your fingers oily. Oil them up. And get it all around the pizza. Get that pizza oiled up, bruh. Oil them up. Next step, make the pizza, buddy. Flip the dough. If you don't flip the dough, I don't know what you're doing, buddy. I'm on a time limit, that's why I'm doing this fast. Keep flipping. Get the pizza up. Now, I'm really sorry about the following part. Personally, I didn't notice that the baking paper came in the way of the camera, so you can't really see my technique with the pizza right here. Really sorry about that, but you can see some parts when I'm holding the pizza in the air though, so I hope that's good enough. Stretch it, and rotate it, stretch it, rotate it, stretch it. Keep stretching the dough, keep stretching it. Rotate, use gravity if you can. I don't know, my dough's a little bit sticky right now, so I don't know if I can use gravity. But keep rotating it in the air. Stretch, stretch. Get those fingers moving. If there's a hole like this one, just pinch it and it should be fine. If your dough is fine, you can just pinch it and the hole should go away. But I'm gonna do this a little bit careful so not too many holes. When you're done, you place it down and then you want to kind of like, I don't really know how to explain it, but just stretch it like this. Can you guys see it? Maybe not, I don't know, bro. But keep stretching it so it like becomes very thin, because we want our pizza to become thin. Don't make a crust. You can make a crust if you want a crust, but I don't know. I don't like crust that much, so I'm just stretching it out as far as I can. So we're just stretching it out, stretching it out, stretching it out. We want the bottom to be extremely thin. There's a reason why I added 50 grams of yeast. Because in the oven, the bottom will actually expand and it will become way bigger and way thicker than it looks right now. So we want it extremely thin. Keep pinching these holes. We don't want any holes in your pizza, buddy. Oy, oy, oy. It's like when you're doing a really thin pizza, you get holes, you just need to pinch those up. So everything's fine. I'm just gonna take some excess dough like that. And I think this one's pretty much done. I don't know, bruh. Looks done to me. I don't know about y'all. Maybe it could still use something, but to me it looks pretty done, bruh. I don't know. I try to get my pizzas pretty round, but if you don't get it perfect, it doesn't hurt. Like, the world doesn't fall if you don't get your pizza perfectly round. So, now we're at something like this. We add the sauce, we add the cheese, we put it in the oven. 1, 2, 3 scoops. Get the sauce around. Get it everywhere. Get the sauce everywhere, buddy. You take your onions. I think that's a little bit... No, this is fine. Fine enough. Fine amount. You put the onions on the sauce, buddy. You mix them in, kind of, but... The reason why I put these separately is because I salt my onions. If I mix everything together, it's gonna become a sauce. This is sauce and onions separately, and they will have different tastes, I guess, than everything mixed together. That's why I put them separately, buddy. Alright, first you take some of this, sprinkle it everywhere. Some of this. This is mozzarella and cheddar, by the way. Oi, oi, oi. Cheap pepperoni, man. I'm just gonna take one of these so it's easy to put on. Just put a generous amount, but not too much. Take your brush. Take your garlic butter. Oh, I need to pour the butter in. Sorry. Give to me 2 seconds, okay? I'm gonna mix it around a little bit just to get all that garlic taste in there. Dip your pencil like this. Oh, nice. Brush the edge with garlic butter, buddy, or the crust. Doesn't matter if it touches the tomato sauce, it doesn't bother me. Now it's done. Now it goes in the oven. Alright, bruh. I'm gonna have to put that down here. Open this up. Get the pizza in there. Like that. Beautiful. I don't know if I like that paper touching that much. Like that. 10 minutes. 10 minutes, buddy. 275 Celsius. No more, no less. 10 minutes. Actually, sometimes let me reply to my sister. There we go. Nice. Yo, nah. Alright, let me get this out like that. And let's make the next pizza. While we wait for the other one to get ready. Just gonna place my phone there. I hope it didn't turn off. Really hope. Let's put it on this one. It doesn't make a difference if there's like strings here. It's fine. Alright, oil up your other piece of dough. Oil that shit up. Oi, oi, oi. Wee. Oil it up, bruh. Get that oil all over, bruh. Get that shit down. Start doing that. We need this together, so I'm gonna pinch that together. Flip it around. Pinch this together. I think I could probably move some of this over here. Nice. Becomes more even. Keep stretching. Use the gravity. Keep stretching. Oh, that's a hole. Pinch that. Keep stretching. Keep stretching. Keep stretching. Put it on your hands for gentle stretching. I don't know, bro. Oh, yeah. I hate holes. Low-key. I really hate them. They're annoying. But you have to deal with those. When you're not a professional, you have to deal with holes. Alright, let's put it on here. Keep stretching it. Keep stretching it. I'm doing a very gentle and careful stretch now. It's like using more of your hands type shit. So you get this really, really, really thin. Done. Let's put it in a round shape and call it a day. This one kind of broke because I pinched it together. But it's fine. I think we can fix it. Let's move some of this over here. Yes, that fixed it. Nice. There we go. Nice. Pizza is looking great. Beautiful. What I do with my pizza after I put it in the oven is a step that it makes the pizza very crunchy and very nice. So what do we want to do? We want to take some garlic butter, right? We're not going to add it, but we're going to brush it onto the pan. Like this, like that, like that. 3 brushes, no more, no less. When that starts steaming a little bit, then we add the pizza on top of it, and it's gonna, the bottom, it's gonna like suck in that remaining thing, but it's also gonna make it very crispy because we're gonna keep it there for a while. So that's what's up. It looks pretty good, no? Done in not a pizza oven, basically. So what I do is my pan is not big enough, so I just add the butter to it, and then it can kind of be there, and then we do the other side, and then we're done. So, I mean, if I had a bigger pan, I could probably get the whole pizza to fit in, but it just won't. But you just let it be there for maybe like 3 to 5 minutes. I usually do maybe 2 or 3, actually. Yeah, 2 or 3 minutes on each side. This counts as one side because this one's being lifted up. We need this side to go down as well because my pan isn't big enough. Switch side. Kind of like push it down. Here we go. Now this side needs to be cooked and then it's done. Here. Finished pizza looks like this. We're gonna move it to the table. Do I have anything on my table right now? I have something, but I'm just gonna move that away. Put the light on. It's done. Let me use the pizza cutter. Like this. Bottom looks like this. Probably gonna wait a bit until I eat it. Shoes. Alright, let's taste it. That's the crunch. Alright, what do you guys rate this? Ignore this. This is imperfection because I don't have a pizza oven. Alright, I'm gonna call it a day, bruh. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate y'all. Much love. I'll see you guys.